Hey guys, what's up? So I'm back with episode 2. And before I start, I'd just like to say thank you so much to everyone that watched, subscribed, liked, even commented on my last video. It was such a big thing that I did, and I'm so grateful. Thanks for the support. And in this video, I'll be talking about the culture shock experiences that I had when I went to the Netherlands. So on my flight there, I feel like I kind of had like a welcome to Europe experience. So yeah, the flight there is very long, and I'm also kind of scared of flying and heights. So I try to sleep throughout the whole thing. But yeah, that didn't work out. So I woke up, like I had transit in Dubai, and then now it was like 3 hours or so until I got to Amsterdam. And then yeah, so I wake up, and then I just start hearing like a lot of languages, right? Like different languages. And one of them that really stuck out was the because like in Dutch with the like throat, the so now like I was really like, okay, I can't understand any. And
What
that
they
was
say?
the realization that okay, I'm now in Europe. And now looking back on those languages, like what I heard, I think I heard German, French, and Dutch. Okay, so fast forward to when I arrived in Amsterdam at Schiphol Airport, which is like the main airport in the Netherlands. So I had two heavy suitcases with me because like my flight was far and everything. And now I needed to go from Amsterdam to The Hague, where I live, Den Haag, right? And the trains are like underground, like downstairs in the airport. So now I'm going down the escalator, right? And tell me why I thought it was a good idea to put one bag, just to try balance one bag on the stair, like one of the staircases on the escalator, whilst I hold one.
Bruh. Look at this
So I
dude.
balanced the bag when I got on, and then I'm holding the bag. And there was a Dutch lady like a few stairs down, right? And yeah, you can probably already guess what happened, but it all happened in slow motion. So the bag literally tumbled down the escalator, ba 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 ba, and it hit the Dutch lady. And I personally thought that the Dutch lady was gonna explode with anger, right? Just like out of natural like emotion. But actually, she just took the suitcase, she picked it up, she got to the bottom of the escalator, put it down, then looked up at me, and then just went on her way. It's as if like that look was like enough to say like, bro, you just messed up so much. You must feel bad. Like I didn't even get any time to go down the escalator and apologize. Just like making her feel better for like what I had done to her. And like yeah, like that's just a clear example of like how blunt and like straightforward Dutch people are. Like it can really come across as like they're emotionless. But yeah, that was like my first like experience with like a Dutch person. And by the way, in case that lady is watching right now, I'm terribly sorry for what happened that day. It was my first day in the Netherlands, so I hope you can forgive me for that. Okay, imagine coming from one of the most conservative cultures, being the Zimbabwean culture, to now one of the most liberal cultures, being the Dutch culture. Yeah, it's crazy, huh? I remember like even my first few days there, it was like everything I had been told that's bad was there. Definitely the biggest culture shock, well, yeah, shock I had when I went there was that weed is actually illegal. Like, imagine coming from a world where weed is not only illegal, but like it's actually such taboo. Like, yeah. And it's almost on the same level as alcohol actually in the Netherlands. And yeah, they have like stores, like alcohol stores called coffee shops, where like there'll be like a variety of the weed on sale. And yeah, just think of it like an alcohol store where there's different bottles and flavors. It's like that in a coffee store, a weed store. It's been like almost 2 years now of me living in the Netherlands. And I only started to see recently why like all this stuff is beneficial to their society. Because like it really takes away like the crime and just makes the people happier. So yeah, I kind of understand why they do it. And why? I'd say another thing that got me pretty shook was the weather. And I'll tell you now, honestly, if you're coming to the Netherlands for good weather, you're definitely coming for the wrong thing because, yeah, the weather here is so bipolar, so unpredictable. It's just not good weather here. I honestly never knew wind could be that strong. Like, imagine wind plus hail plus rain at the same time. Like, what's that? I remember recently, like, I think a few months ago, we had like 3 days of just straight amazing beach weather. And then the next day, it was a snowstorm. Imagine. The strangest part about this extreme weather lifestyle in the Netherlands is that, like, me, like, even when it's like really cold, no snow, no extreme wind, no hail, I'll feel like sleeping. But like now, think about when there's extreme weather, right? People's day-to-day activities don't seem to be disturbed. Like people don't wanna, they don't think, okay, let me just chill today. It's a very bad weather day. No, unless the roads are frozen and people can't go, like it's too far to walk even, then people's what's it, day-to-day activities won't be disturbed. Even clubbing, because like I feel like there's no guarantee that the weather is gonna be better tomorrow. So, like I remember this one time I was biking and it was just starting to snow, right? And now I was more than halfway from home, and I'm like, am I a sick man for just continuing and not turning back? And now I get to the club, and this club was full. Like, and this is one of the biggest clubs in my city. And yeah, it was like almost full capacity. And I was like, huh? It's snowing outside and people don't care. For those of you that have never experienced snow, um, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Snow is not what the Christmas movies make it seem, where it's like all fluffy, cozy. Yeah, no, it's very cold and wet. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of snow. Like my first time seeing snow on the first day, I liked it because it was like a cool experience. But then after that, for like the next week, everything freezes. It's just hard to go anywhere. Your feet are always wet. And yeah, just if you're coming to the Netherlands and it happens to snow, just a tip, don't think that you're a Dutch person and try and bike through the snow because yeah, you'll fall down. Another interesting experience that everyone who doesn't know anything about the Netherlands always has is the Dutch toilet. Yes, the Dutch toilet. So in the Netherlands, they have a different toilet to what everyone has. So you know how a normal toilet, well, where I'm from, a toilet is just like a circle and then like it goes straight down into the water. So a Dutch toilet has like a base. So it goes onto like the platform, like after you use the toilet, it goes on the platform. And then now when you flush, it's now pushed into like the water thing. I don't think there's still a lot of them in the Randstad being Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and The Hague. Because like those cities, like there's a lot of internationals. So there's like the normal toilet that I'm used to. But definitely if you go to like the smaller cities outside the Randstad, you're definitely gonna get to use that toilet. And another thing that really like shocked me was just how little people know about Africa and Zimbabwe. Like I got like a lot of the time so many questions like, hey, how do you speak English like that? Um, David, do you have like a lion, or like do you guys are you guys able to just like go and see lions and elephants, maybe ride them sometimes? And I'm just there like,
Are you serious?
dude. And now when I'm talking about Zimbabwe, people will be like, hey bro, David, what language do you speak there? And then I'll be like, we speak Shona, right? And then they'll hear me say Shona, and then they'll be like, Shwana. Like, did you not just hear what I said? And one of the times I was in the library with a friend of mine, and we just, like, I just didn't want to take it this time. So I had a few friends, and they were like European. So they asked what language I speak in Zimbabwe. And then I just went, and my friend who I was with is from Ethiopia. So he understood like the joke. And then he was like, yeah, David taught me how to say hi. It's like, and then like, yeah, they just got so excited, like, what? Because you know, like the movies, it's like Mr. Bones, all of those, whatever. And so now they are now asking me, how do you say this? And I'm like, and yeah, it was just a funny joke that I decided to play out there. While I'm talking about Zimbabwe and Africa, it's kind of funny how like the difference in culture and like what's perceived of what you do. So in the Netherlands, I have a few African friends from like Botswana, Nigeria, Ethiopia. So I have two friends who decide like when they came to Netherlands, they decided to dye their hair. So one of them dyed his hair gold, and then the other one he like goes like he loves it and he goes pink, blue, green, yeah, just neon colors. And now we were all going home for the summer. And funny enough, they decided, let me just dye my hair back to black. Because the culture there, if you go back home with like pink hair, oh my God. Yeah, you're gonna be like judged so much. And yeah, that's just like the difference in culture. Because like even when we go back now after summer, I can tell you right now that they're gonna dye it back. Another thing in the Netherlands, which I found like kind of nice and not nice, was public holidays. So in the Netherlands, public holidays, people like really celebrate them. So like on a public holiday, the streets will be flooded. So there's this holiday on the 27th of April. It's called King's Day. They celebrate the king's birthday. And everyone dresses up in orange and the streets are flooded. You're now allowed to drink in public. People party in public. People just think of a day where the whole country is just allowed to go crazy. Like for me, it was beyond strange. Like I'm riding my bike. You can't even ride your bike through the city because like it's just so packed. And the last thing that really like sparked me and I'd say made me feel more at home is just how like multicultural the Netherlands actually is. Like you, from an outside perspective, you just assume that it's gonna be only Dutch people just there. But like it's actually so multicultural. Like there's so many different races in the Netherlands, especially if you're in the Randstad, the three big cities. Like you're gonna see so many different races, and it's nice because like you really get to interact with different cultures that like you never thought that you would interact with. So thanks for listening, guys. And I hope this really gives you like a feel of just like similar stuff that you could possibly go through when you come. And please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment on my video. And see you next week.